my awesome Aries, and welcome to your general abundance reading. This is just a general reading, so please do take what resonates and toss the rest. Also, if you haven't had a chance to check out your other readings on my channel, please do so. I'd greatly appreciate it. As well as like, subscribe, share, comment, hit that notification bell, all that other great stuff. It means a lot to me. It helps me grow my channel and it helps it get to other wonderful Aries out there like me. So anyway, we will go ahead and do this in a past, present, future format. So if you're interested in that, please do stick around to the end as well. We will use the abundance cards to kind of get a little bit more clarifiers. But let's go ahead and without further ado, get started. This will be more leaning towards your career, finance, wealth, obviously abundance. If you're interested in more love type things, don't forget to hit the notification bell because we will be visiting that subject a little bit later this month and seeing what you've got going on there. So let's see. Do remember time is fluid and tarot and gender is neutral. So let's see what we've got for you to get started, and then we'll certainly clarify and build on that. But we have the High Priestess and we have the Six of Pentacles. Okay, so right now, I feel like right now you are trying to make some choices, some balancing acts, okay, or you have been rather. This is the past column and you may still be in that. But for that purpose, I do feel like you are kind of trying to both, you know, with the High Priestess, that's kind of a spiritual situation, you know, in some regards, not Hierophant type, but in some regards spiritual, in that you may be trying to make decisions on how to best help people, what you need to do to be helpful, but also not hinder. But, you know, because if you look at the Six of Pentacles, it's not only a matter of a balancing act, but a generosity as well. So, you know, you may be kind of trying to make decisions on, you know, what is the best way, you know, how much can you really put yourself out financially without, you know, breaking yourself, but also be helpful to others. So there may be something that you've been going through as far as trying to help friends, family members, and it's really putting you in a bind. It could be something where you've got kids that really want to go to certain schools or do certain athletics or do certain things, and you're, you know, you don't want to tell them no, but it's really putting you in a position, a bind, those kinds of things. You know, but I feel like you're really kind of up against a really hard decision because these are people that you really care about, you emotionally care about, you feel, you know, very attached to, and you don't want to let them down, but at the same time, you've got to draw the line somewhere because otherwise it's not going to, you know, behoove you. And also, you know, if the well runs dry, you can't help anybody, right? So I feel like that's kind of where you've been, a rock and a hard place to some extent financially. But where are you going into in the present? And again, that's fluid. So present might be you're starting there, it might be ongoing. But we have the King of Swords. So that's really positive energy. And we have the Seven of Wands, but it's in reverse. Okay, so what I feel like with that is you're going to have big energy, right? You're going to have the ability to either continue what you're doing, you know, something is going to give you that ability to continue that, or you're going to have the ability to say whatever you choose to say, enough's enough, you know, let's do this, this, and this. And you may be able to come up with something even more creative, you know, something that's a better idea, but you're going to have, you know, a really, really strong, powerful energy that's really going to help you get through this decision where you feel like you're really up against it. You don't want to say no. You don't like to upset people or, you know, make people kind of like, you know, you couldn't give a flip about people that you don't care about, but when it's people you do care about, it's, you know, you have that close-knit group and you really don't want to, you know, hurt them in any way. But the thing here is the Seven of Wands in reverse lets me know that, you know, you're not going to change direction. You are really kind of steadfast on this. So whatever it is that you choose to do or whatever it is you feel is best, you are really going to find a way to make that happen. And you're relentless about that, which is kind of an Aries trait, right? We're like, no, we're getting it done. It's going to happen. It's maybe a control freak type of issue if you're like me, but yeah, you're going to just go right at it. Okay. Where is that going to lead you into the future here? And I feel like Page of Swords, okay, opportunities are going to come. I feel like that's going to come from this. So, you know, is this going to be an opportunity for you, or are you helping develop somebody else's opportunity? And perhaps maybe that is what's happening here. Maybe you are saying, okay, I'm going to give you a certain amount of advice and finances and help to get started, but then you're going to create your own opportunities. And that may very well be what you have to do, kind of a tough love situation. That could be what's going on here. Of course, as we get more cards, we'll know a little bit more. But the next card is Judgment. So I do feel like you're allowing this person, or you are kind of helping them to create their own choices, decisions. You know, you are no longer passing judgment on them, giving them all the decisions from on high, anything like that. But I feel like you are going to be able to kind of make your own choices for yourself now, because you're not having to make them for anybody else, if that makes sense. You're going to be able to kind of make your own, you're back in charge of your own finances. Okay, by the future time here, you're back in charge of your own finances in a way that you feel is freedom to you, less restrictive, less like, oh, what am I going to do with all of this? Stress about, I'm robbing Peter to pay Paul right now kind of situation. So let's get some more clarifiers over here, see if it helps you kind of get any more information about that. So if we could get a clarifier, please, on the High Priestess and the Six of Pentacles. Okay, we have the Three of Swords in reverse. Okay, so that is basically like heartbreak in reverse. So you're healing, right? You may be healing other people, and that may be part of the expense. You may have taken in someone, a friend, a family member, somebody who was going through some really hard times. And maybe not even taking them in, but just kind of taking them on, right? Somebody may have lost a family member. Somebody may be going through just really hard times. They may be coming out of a divorce, a bad situation. And you really are somebody who wants to help them. You're trying to take that on. And again, you are kind for that, but it is putting a burden on you. It's putting a strain on your finances. You may be showing your love and your healing by trying to help a family member who's ill, who's sick. This could be an elderly family member, a parent, a grandparent, something like that. And it is absolutely just wearing you down mentally, emotionally, and financially. So, while it is, healing their heart, making them know that somebody loves them, it's healing your heart in a sense, because you feel like you're doing such good. It's not doing the best for your bank account, right? It's kind of really dragging you down. It may even be taking you away from work. You may be having to take a sabbatical, things like that, to kind of help do these things for other people. And that's certainly not helping you if you're, hemorrhaging money on one side and not able to bring it in on the other too. It's like a double whammy, right? So this could be where you're really kind of getting that, where's the balance? Where's the charity end and the, my ability to pay bills begin, right? So, but I do feel like, you are staying true to what you feel you want to do. Okay. But this King of Swords energy lets me know that, either somebody's going to come through to help you with this, or this could be your own energy where you say, okay, I'm going to take the bull by the horns and I'm going to find a better solution. Okay. One of the two is going to happen, but it's going to be a big improvement for you. Okay. I don't care if it's because you find a better solution. I don't care if it's because you find, a way to get some help, outside help, or you find other family members or friends who come in and help you. I don't care if this is the government and you say, hey, look, we need some subsidies to get help here. I don't care what it is. Somebody's going to come in, or something, or your ideas are going to come through. Something is going to come and really relieve you of this. And it's all because of your mindset, your thought processes. So kudos to you for, thinking outside the box, getting some assistance and getting things done, because you're not changing the way you're doing things. I don't see you changing the way you go at it. You're still very much supporting this person, taking care of these people, these things, these projects, processes, whatever you're pouring your money into. I don't care if it's an investment, that's close to your heart. I don't care if that's what it is. It's not a person, it's an investment. It's, a house that you loved, you grew up in, or you've invested in, or something like that. It doesn't really matter what it is financially that's really sucking you dry here. You're not changing your attitude towards that. You're continuing with that. You're just finding new creative ways to deal with it. So let's get some more clarifiers here. The Tower in reverse. And that's another thing. It's not telling you, the universe is not saying you need to shut it down and start over. In fact, the opposite. They're saying, hey, you have really gone at this. You've put everything into it. Good for you. It's going to keep building. You're doing great. You're doing fantastic. In fact, you're not just doing fantastic. You're doing work that you love, that you care about, something that matters to you. And that's when good things happen, right? When you're working towards something that really matters to you and you've thought outside the box, you've maybe drawn in some help, all of these things are positive. Build the tower up, build it up, keep going at it. It's going to be great. It's going to pay off in the end, right? It may pay off in a way where you make contacts, okay? You may make contacts throughout this process and say, okay, so if you were investing in something here and it's really kind of sucked you dry, a new business, a new partnership, and it's kind of sucked you dry here, it's going to pay off, okay? If you're taking care of a loved one or helping somebody out, it's going to pay off in the long run because, that person may turn around and say, hey, you know what? Let me give you something back in return. Or it could be something where people see how good you are at thinking outside the box to help get them help, right? And they say, hey, why don't you start a business doing this, helping other people like this? It could be an opportunity for you. But regardless, you're going to build some sort of tower off of it. It's going to be a positive thing for you. Okay. Let's get another one here. Okay. We have the 5 of Wands, and the 5 of Wands is, you've got some conflict, and, I just think that I don't see anything major from this conflict. To be honest with you, I don't feel anything too major, too much. I think anytime you are dealing with finances, I think anytime you're dealing with big time, gung-ho, go at it, try to have your way, try to get things done, you get pushback, okay? This could be something as simple as you're getting pushback from, other people who want in on trying to get some help. You get pushback from people who, are in bureaucratic situations here. You're trying to get some help from, other employees, governments, different co-workers, what have you, okay? Anything, pushback like that, okay? Now, if, as I mentioned, this tower being built up, okay, if this is like a generational type tower, and what we're dealing with here is somebody in your family you're taking care of, and there is something there as far as like a will or a legacy or something like that, this could very much be people fighting over it, because we all know what happens when money comes out, but you're the one who's been taking care of everything. So, it is what it is, right? And you are a tough enough, strong enough person to handle that. That's not anything you aren't used to, especially if it's petty fighting over, little logistics too. So I don't see anything major there. It's not giving me any major vibes. I feel like you are on a, King of Swords type of trajectory here, where you are like, I'm not changing my pace. I'm not changing my direction. I'm building this tower up and nothing's going to stop me. And I don't care what it is that is your end game, end goal. I don't care if you're taking care of, like I said, family members. I don't care if you're, doing an investment here. I don't care if it's something that you really, are trying to start your own business. Whatever it is that's close to your heart, that you really are, you've been weighing, okay, how much more can I pour into it versus still pay the bills, still live my life, and it's a labor of love over here, and you finally got through it, and this could be something where now that you've become a success, everybody wants to kind of have ride your coattails, but they weren't there to help you before. We all have no money, more problems. We've all heard that saying a million times. So I would not worry about that too much, right? So where are you going to be in the future now that you're kind of really on a roll, which I think you really are? Page of Swords. Okay. I do feel like this is, this is opportunity coming into you. And I do think this is you also kind of looking back. If you look at the Page of Swords, they're looking back, but they're swinging forward, right? So I do think you're looking back and you're remembering, what you had to go through to get here. So you're not taking anything for granted. I do think you are, you're looking back at what you've had and you're looking forward at the opportunities that are coming through for you. And you're being very selective of those opportunities. Okay. So when looking at that, I do think that the Judgment card here is that you really are able to make decisions about your finances now more freely than you were before, right? You are freed up. Okay, some with that. But again, you're being very cautious about that. And that's brilliant, right? Because you're remembering what it was like when you were really between a rock and a hard place. You were having to, okay, how much more can we take? How much further can we stretch it, right? Before we really, something's going to have to give, and you really did not want to have that heartbreak. You were fighting that, you know, because this is something that was a labor of love or something important to you, right? So let's get another clarifier on here. Wheel of Fortune, right? And that's all I see out of this. Like, I really truly see you being so, you know, willful and hell-bent on this from jump. Really, you've stuck to your guns. You've stuck to it and said, this is too important to me. And that's really where things, most of the time, you get your successes, right? When people see something as so important, they see it as, this is so important to me, I'm pouring everything into it. When somebody goes into something and they're really half about it, they're like, it's okay, it's great, I'll throw some, you know, I'll try a little bit. They don't really succeed like somebody who is so, you know, so poured into it. And, you know, with this here, this lets me know that anything less than success is going to be heartbreaking to you. And here is proving, this whole row is proving that you've got success. You know, you're making good decisions, and these decisions are paying off in Wheel of Fortune style. So let's get another clarifier here. Okay, 6 of Swords in reverse. So you aren't moving away to safety. You're not needing to ever go towards that, okay, safe space, you know, move away to my comfort zone, move away to my, you know, back away, you know, we got to call it quits. You're not doing that. You are gung-ho moving ahead. You know, this is the opposite of that. You're ready to move ahead, to, you know, do what you've got to do. Keep going, keep pushing, help people, help others, help yourself, whatever it is that you were working on, whatever your labor of love here was, you are pushing forward in it, and you are doing it beautifully, and you are making a success of yourself, you know, in whatever format you feel like you need to do that. So if it's paying off in huge financial gains, then, you know, I think that's something that you deserve, because I feel like you've been through all the steps that you needed to. And it's something that's been a long time coming, that you've really had to kind of toe the line and make some tough choices and make some balancing acts and sacrifice quite a bit for here in the beginning. I really believe that. So you've earned every single bit of what you've got coming. You've earned it. So let's get a last card here. And we have the 2 of Swords. And this card is really a, you know, this is really kind of like a show of courage card. It's something where, you know, you are going in and you are making decisions, you know, with your eyes closed, because at this point it's like, you know, I feel like for you specifically, that at this point it's like you can choose your own, it's like a choose your own adventure book. But at this point, you know that you've built yourself into a space that, regardless of which way you go at this point, if you decide to take, you know, yourself in this route or this route, it's no longer like it was before, where you have to decide, okay, do I rob Peter to pay Paul? Do I pay this or do I pay this? If I do this, am I going to be able to eat? You know, it's not that kind of decision. This time it's like I can close my eyes and make a decision either way. And I'm confident, you know, that it is going to put me in a great place. Either way, it's going to work out good for me, right? You know, I don't need to worry anymore, because I've set myself up on a course that is going to be either fork in the road is going to lead me to a positive place, because I've set myself up that way. Okay. You know, it's like you're one of those people that's like, you know, I don't believe in luck. I believe in, you know, myself, right? I believe in preparation, right? And I've done that part. So now it's like, doesn't really matter. I can close my eyes and, you know, throw a rock in whichever way it heads. I know that I'm going to be set, right? Because I've done my due diligence and I've made this for myself, right? You know, so I feel like you are, this is showing your undying courage at the end here, to show that you are so, you've come so far from that part where you were like, oh man, I am up against it, right? I'm doing a balancing act. I'm on a tight wire. I'm on a tightrope. What do I do? To here where you can go, you know what, blindfold me and just let me go at it, because it doesn't matter where you send me. I'm gonna rock this out, right? I'm gonna do it, and I'm gonna do it big. Okay. So let's get your 3 abundance, past, present, and future abundance cards here, and see if we can get any clarifier on that. But everything I see here is like you stuck to your guns, you really willed yourself through it, you pushed through it, and you know, you're going to be a huge success at whatever it is that you're pouring yourself into here and have really kind of sacrificed for. So kudos to you and congratulations, because I don't see anything negative here for you. So let's see what we've got here. All right. So we see true offering. So I do feel like, you know, there is a true offering here from you. You've made true offerings. And the true offering from you has been, you know, everything at this point. You know, you really have put yourself out there, you know, to the point of your own heart is poured into this. You know, your finances are poured into it, your heart's poured into it, whatever it is that you're taking care of or trying to finance or trying to build, whether it's a business, whether it's taking care of somebody, whether it's whatever it is, you are really, you know, you're not just talking the talk, you're walking the walk, and, you know, you're really putting it all out there on the table, right? And so I think that's a perfect card for where you've been, okay? And then detachment here for where you are now, I think is also very much a good card for you, because the ending card here was this Five of Wands. And I do think that what that is kind of indicating for you is that there is going to be some pettiness, and there is going to be probably some, you know, some arguing, or some people that maybe you know, they want to ride your coattails. They want to jump in after you've done all of the stressing and the hard pouring of your finances and your stress and your money and your heart and soul into it, and time and everything else into whatever. And they want to kind of jump in and get their, you know, 2 cents worth or whatever, right? And this is where you may need to detach from those type of people, right? Because you don't want to be surrounded by those kind of people. You want to be surrounded by the people who support you from the beginning, support you at the end, right? You know, there's an old saying, and I'm going to completely screw this up, but it's something about, you know, who's loyal when you have nothing, because they're still there, right? It's not who's loyal when you have everything, because everybody wants to be loyal when you have everything, right? Something like that kind of situation. So if they're, you know, if they're kind of all of a sudden showing up and causing trouble when you have something because they want, you know, more money, more problems kind of situation, those are the people you want to detach from. Because as you continue to grow, and you are, as you can see, Wheel of Fortune style here, you don't want them, you know, to be a part of that, because they will try to either be the kind that are haters, they'll be the kind that will try to undercut you, they'll be the kind that will try to ride your coattails and potentially cause you just drama or more problems. It's just not something you want. And I think you'll learn that. And I think you'll see that, and that'll help you quite a bit throughout your process. And I think that's something that every big business person I know goes through. They have kind of a cleansing of certain people in their life, it seems like. And expansiveness. And I think expansiveness is just saying that you are really opening up yourself, your abilities, your opportunities, everything in this row. And that's absolutely what's happening. But more importantly is that you're opening up yourself to how good you can be, okay? You are opening up your mind to how expansive your opportunities now are. I think you are even shocking yourself at how much you can really do, because you've come so far. And again, I think this is all kind of shown by this last card here, where you're like, blindfold me and throw something. Give me decisions. I don't care. You know, pick a card, any card situation, and I will make it a success. Because I really, truly believe that, you know, you are ready. You have expanded yourself to where you have a whole newfound, you know, courage, a whole newfound kind of strength, belief. You know, this Judgment over here is like, I know how to make the right decisions. I know what decisions I need to make. You've learned enough to kind of look at the past, but still swing for the fences, right? And, you know, part of that looking at the past, I think too, is knowing who to trust and who not to trust. You know, you've got that Wheel of Fortune. So you are like feeling that energy, and you feel like you're ready. You're golden at this point. So I think you are, not only are you feeling those vibrations, just feeling golden, but you're doing it again. You're walking that walk. So it's coming for you. It's happening. You are all good things. So just keep on the path that you're on, because don't give up. Don't let this, if you're still in this part over here where you're like, oh man, can I weather this storm one more day? you can and you will. And the more that you really let your heart be your guide, I feel like you are really going to be able to let it pay off for you. So I hope this resonated with you. If it did, please do like, subscribe, share, all that other great stuff. And I hope to see you back soon. Bye.